All right, so here we are at the heart of the innovation at the Google Cloud Next. As you can see, we are live from here, and I'm here with Jigyasa. It is a pleasure because I personally admire you. I admire your journey. But why don't you tell the audience who you are and what have you been doing?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey everyone, my name is Jigyasa Grover. I'm an AI ML engineer and a Google developer expert for machine learning and cloud as well. Having been, working in this industry for quite some time, both at super big tech companies focusing on social media and e-commerce, as well as some startups, I feel like I've seen a lot of like how AI gets integrated and impacts the lives of users all across the world.
That's amazing. So we've shared a little bit of your journey prior to this interview, so everyone has at least an idea of who you are. But one of the big questions that I wanted to ask you is, everyone is using AI for the day-to-day, like
Yeah,
personal use case. You know, we use
absolutely.
ChatGPT, we use Cloud, we use Gemini,
Yeah.
obviously, for our day-to-day tasks. But when it comes to enterprises, the thing is very different. The adoption
Yeah.
has been quite hard, and there are certain reasons why this is happening. So, from your standpoint and
Yeah.
what you have seen on the startup environment, what are some of the reasons why adoption on the enterprise has been quite different from the personal adoption that our human beings have been doing with AI?
Absolutely. I think like the biggest issue is the contextual alignment. The alignment problem is the big one because consumer apps, they are built from like a more user centric perspective, but for enterprise the data is like all across in legacy systems and emails and docs. So I think a lot of effort needs to be pulled in to get the data out, extract the data out,
Yeah,
and also make it very contextualized. So that is one of the biggest problems.
that is true. So, what you were in the keynote
Yeah.
just happened, the developer keynote. What is your take on the things that were announced, and how is that pushing the needle forward for enterprises to adopt AI easily when it comes to the data silos you just mentioned?
Yeah, absolutely. I think like with a lot of the keynote was amazing, a lot of interesting announcements,
Yeah,
and specifically how it is making easier for enterprises to integrate data from like different sources, making it easier to connect and making it more personalized to the context. And with the whole, agentic stuff that they have announced, like different kinds of agents pre-built, and a lot of like customization can be done. I think it's definitely a one step forward, and you might not know like 2025 is a breakthrough year for it.
so if right now the people who are watching they say, I want to try AI in my enterprise, I've used it personally, but I'm scared a little bit
Yeah.
about what is the next step. What would you say for an enterprise who's watching right now, or somebody in their business, they
Yeah.
want to take a step ahead? What would be the first step for them? So they say, that was a good step, I feel comfortable, or so they don't feel that pushback from adopting AI. What would you say is that first step?
Yeah, absolutely. I think like currently a lot of enterprises they view AI as kind of like a threat, and technically it should be like an enabler of how you make your lives easier and much more streamlined. So start with a process that seems really difficult or
Yeah.
requires a lot of like manual effort. Think about ways AI can help you make it much more streamlined, make it much more faster. I think like that is the best way to go about it rather than thinking about new futuristic ideas or features that you might want to implement.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good idea. So when it comes to the future, like, this is changing so fast.
Yeah.
Like every 3 months, there's a new thing. We were talking about RAG maybe 3 months ago. Now the hot word is agents. Everybody's
Yeah.
just launching agents and doing agents. So, what is your vision for the future in the next maybe 3 to 6 months, and maybe even looking forward to maybe 1 or 2 years? What would you
Yeah.
say is the future look like for AI?
Absolutely. As AI is starting to get integrated into the very fabric of our like daily lives, I think it is very important to establish that trust amongst all the different stakeholders. So what I'm seeing next is how to get more and more users to trust AI. And we know all the decisions that AI takes. You need to take it with like a pinch of salt. But how to make the process much more smoother and easier to have like transparency and accountability.
Excellent. So, my last question for you is, there's a lot of noise around
Yeah.
AI. Everybody, like literally all of the booths that we have around here, everybody's just talking about their
Yeah.
products, and it's hard for people to cut the noise and just try to do something to take a step ahead. What would you say for someone who's watching right now that they should do? They want to try agents or they want to try AI. What would you be your suggestion to them?
Yeah, my suggestion would be again, pick one thing that you would like to streamline. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. With so many, amazing organizations all around here, we see like there's so many tools that you can just plug and play. take one step at a time, then customize those solutions according to your use cases and needs, and that would be a good first step. It's always much harder to have one foot through the door, but once you've taken that first step, it's like a good marathon or sprint ahead.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time, Jigyasa. It's been a
Thank you so
pleasure.
much.
For
Thanks for
everyone
having
who's
me.
joining us, we have more things packed. So let's go back with Michael and continue with this amazing journey that we have prepared for you today. See you, everyone.
Thank you.